Barry Allen. I am the fastest man alive.
Good evening, everybody. How are you all doing? I hope you're having a good week so far. So today is Wednesday, the 18th of February 2015. I am still processing what I've just seen in the latest episode of The Flash, titled Fallout, because holy shit. Can I just say, first of all, that I love what DC and Warner Brothers are bringing us on TV, because it is just short of stupendously awesomeness is what we're getting right now, because shows like Arrow, Constantine, which just finished last week, obviously Gotham is still going, iZombie is due to start next month, you know, and obviously we've got The Flash. We look at past shows like Smallville and The Flash from the 90s as well, and it's like, just how can you top these shows with each other? You know, the reason I say that is because I was watching this episode, and I'm actually shaking right now, to be fair. But no, I was watching this episode and I just could not believe what I was seeing, because as us comic book geeks know, we read a comic book, we envision how we see these characters that we know and love, how we would expect to see them or depict them in our minds, how they move, how they talk, what voices they're using, their mannerisms, their personality, you know, and we all have our choice of, you know, actors and actresses who could play these characters, but never in a million years will we ever see these characters come to life until now. And I'm sitting there, I'm watching Firestorm, The Flash, and I'm just thinking, wow, seeing both Ronnie Raymond and Martin Stein separate and re-emerge, oh my god. And you're hearing Stein's voice in Ronnie's head as well. Brilliant. Just everything about this episode was fantastic. And what I saw at the end as well, as soon as it went off, as soon as it finished, I was sat there like this. I just couldn't move for like a good 2 minutes. I was like, what the hell did I just see? What did I just see? And I'll tell you what, I feel sorry for General Wade Eiling right now. That's all I'm going to say. But, oh my god, if you could feel the excitement that's building up inside me right now, because I don't want to spoil this episode because too much stuff happened. But let's talk about it anyway. Before I need to calm down here. But no, seriously, Fallout. So this pretty much carries on from last week's episode, as Flash and Caitlin are Flash carrying Caitlin, speeding away from the nuclear explosion that has been caused by Ronnie and Professor Stein. They do separate, which was good, but the nuclear explosion didn't actually create, well, barely any radiation, so it was perfectly safe for Barry and Caitlin to go back in and, you know, find Ronnie and Martin. Both of their clothes completely charred even, and Professor Stein standing there going, guys, as great as this reunion is between you two, can I please get some normal clothes back on? And they all go back to S.T.A.R Labs, this, that and the other. Then obviously Ronnie and Professor Stein are starting to feel more connection with each other. They're not just connected, they are in sync, which was pretty awesome. So that was cool. We're going back to where Iris works at the Central City Picture News, and her colleague, I've completely forgotten his name anyway, I'm just going to call him douchebag because he seems like one anyway, has the blueprints to S.T.A.R Labs, but you know, she wonders why does he have the blueprints. He thinks, well, look, don't you want to know what's been going on inside there? You know, she tells him about the accident that Barry has, doesn't actually say Barry's name obviously, he then thinks, well, was it really an accident, or did Professor Wells want that to happen? Doubt is now entering her mind. She even investigates, quizzes Caitlin. Obviously there was a moment where Ronnie and Caitlin came to Joe West's house and pretended that Ronnie was Caitlin's cousin called Sam from Coast City. Yeah, let's just say Iris is nobody's fool. So she's going to dig deeper, that's for sure. She will dig deeper. Obviously, last week's episode at the end, we saw General Wade Ealing and his men looking for Firestorm. He catches up to them eventually, or should I say Wells helps him out. But it was very good to see how Stein and Ronnie, you know, because they're in sync, they were able to pinpoint the location of where Professor Stein was being held by General Eiling, which was pretty interesting. And I love how they reference both Back to the Future and Terminator in this film. It was pretty sweet, just so that Joe understood the theory behind time travel, because it is mentioned in this episode. And why is it mentioned? Because Joe takes Barry back to his old house to show him the three-dimensional pictures that Cisco took in last week's episode, to let Barry know that he is the one who goes back in time to try and stop his mother from being murdered by the Reverse Flash. Are you keeping up with me so far? Because I'm having a bit of trouble just keeping up with myself. So, with all that in mind, when time travel is mentioned, the moment when Professor Stein is explaining to Barry how, you know, when he's running, and you know, the faster he goes, you know, he's creating a bubble around him. Essentially, he's ripping through the fabric of time and space at the same time. And I went straight back to I'm not sure how many of you remember this TV show called No Ordinary Family with Michael Chilkis and Julie Benz, Jimmy Bennett, and of course Danielle Panabaker's younger sister, Kay Panabaker, the Powells, basically, who all got superpowers when they took a trip to Brazil on a plane that crash landed in the water. And Stephanie Powell, the mother, played by Julie Benz, has the ability to run really fast. And in one particular episode, she actually runs that fast, she goes forward into time. But time is like an elastic band. So she moves forward, but then gets pushed back to the present. And a similar thing is theorised by Harrison Wells in Fallout in this episode. And that's where Cisco is having to explain it to Joe West in simpler terms. He mentions Terminator being the whole, you know, rubber band experience, or going into the past and changing things that then affects the future, Back to the Future. So all of that is being played out, and I just geeked out at the whole thing. I mean, everything about it, to talk about time travel, to especially how Professor Stein describes time as a highway. And the first thing I thought, 2 words: cosmic treadmill. We've already seen it on the show. I would like to see it get used as well. I know it's going to get used. I know it will get used. And even Barry has now... Oh God. I can't believe he actually said this to Joe. But again, referencing Flashpoint Paradox in this episode, people. Barry wants to go back and change the past and make sure his mother doesn't die. We all know how that one ended. New 52. So, yeah, this episode blew me away. Totally blew me away. So, to everybody involved, Greg Berlanti, Andrew Kreisberg, Jeff Johns, the cast as well, Grant Gustin and Tom Kavanagh. You guys, honestly, I don't know what to say. As a comic book geek, as a DC Comics fan, and I'm a big fan, as a lot of you know, I'm just bowled over, completely overwhelmed by what we are seeing on screen. And obviously, so much more is to come from DC and Warner Brothers. We've still got the Batman v Superman movie next year, followed by Suicide Squad as well. I still can't believe we're getting a Suicide Squad movie. I just can't believe that's happening. But as of today, exactly 400 days to go till Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice is released in the cinemas, ladies and gentlemen. March 26th, was it 25th, sorry, 2016. Right, I think I've just about caught my breath. I am now just going to try and process the episode again, because, oh my god, but that ending, yowzers! Now we know who, yeah, we know. But it's still, I still think it's going to throw us off. I still think we are going to get thrown off. Because we all remember an article or an interview that Grant Gustin had where he says that people have theorised who we believe, or who they believe the Reverse Flash is, but it's not who we all think it is. Even though we have now seen who it is, I'm just saying, it could still throw us off. But if you watch last week's review that I did of The Nuclear Man, I believe it was last week's that I mentioned it, regarding the theory about that particular character. Go back to last week's, or the week before, I'm sure it was last week's, watch that review, come back and watch this one, sit on it and think about it. Oh my god, I don't know what else to say. I'm just, oh, what the hell was what was I just watching just then? Beautiful. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's been fabulous. It's been great. I am officially speechless. I am. I'm totally speechless. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. Arrow is on tonight. The Return. Slade Wilson is back. Look for my review tomorrow. Good night. Bye.